An infamous question is answered today. Can I really get started in real estate investing with no money? And yes, the short answer is yes. However, many people do ask that question and they know the answer to it, right? But really the question is how? So in today's video, we're going to clarify a number of different hows you can get into property investing, real estate investing without putting any money down. So welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. And the reason I can easily say that, yeah, scream it from the mountaintop, because our first deal was a joint venture. So that is option number one. You can get into a joint venture. Yes. So what is a joint venture? I've done a video on that. I will also link it up in the description above, right? So what is a joint venture? So you come to me and you've got money and you can't find deals. Or I come to you, I can find deals, but I don't have money. And then the two of us come to a mutual agreement of we're going to put our skill together and our money together and make things work. It sounds really very simple. There's a lot of intricacies to it, but I know that you're going to see the other video so that you can actually delve into that. You see, that's how my husband and I started, from bad debt into our first deal, and that was by way of a joint venture, which is a partnership. What is another way, Jen? The second way is sourcing. Sourcing was something I by kind of default fell into. Why? Because it's part of creative finance. And oftentimes when you hear the word creative finance, then you must know that is the way you can get into real estate investing with no money. So what is sourcing? Sourcing is you become like a real estate agent. This is an analogy, right? You become like a real estate agent for an investor. So here's where the analogy kicks in. If I am the seller, I will call and I'll say, please, can you sell my property for me? And it's a real estate agent doing the marketing, doing the best and all of that. Whereas on the other end, an investor is looking to buy. So the investor will be able to talk to you, who's the sourcing agent, and say, I am looking for a 2-bed, 1-bath within 20-kilometer radius from my property. And the budget for this is X amount, where you will then go out and look for those property deals so that you can at least report back to the investor on a proposal and say, this is what I have found for you. And you'll be able to say, I've run the numbers, I've done due diligence, I've done the analysis for this particular property, and here's all the findings. Now, the agreement contract between a sourcing agent and investor is something called an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. And that's what you will sign so that at least you don't feel cheated out of the deal if somebody with the money snookers you. That happens. It is part of life. You know why? Because things do go wrong in real estate as they go wrong in other disciplines as well. The third option of how you can get into real estate with no money. The third option is you could look for an angel investor. Angel investors come in many different types, forms, and manners. Angel investors could be somebody that just got into money. They know that you are into property and you have a conversation of how best can I lock my money away but also have an income coming from there. What strategy came to mind? A buy to let. I'm so glad that you also thought of that, right? Because this is a tangible asset where your angel investor will say, well, this is what I wanted. Or alternatively, you could just say to the angel investor, look, I've got this flip opportunity. Here's everything down on a proposal, and we are going to get X amount of money. And at the end of this particular deal, the angel investor will say, well, I'm going to be like a silent partner. You do all the work and I'm going to release the money as and when. But you, as the property investor, need to have your ducks in a row. You need to be able to know that you have run your numbers You have done your market research, understanding that area. You have done the due diligence, meaning understanding that particular property. You've analyzed the deal and you've got things down so that you've also got exit strategies should poor hit the fan. And of course, things can go wrong, as they will go wrong in life in general, as well as real estate investing. There's another two options that I would like to name before I close the video. The second to last option. The second to last option, you could just be a property investor. You've bought your property a long time ago, and then you said to yourself, well, I've got this property for a very long time. You could be sitting on equity. Meaning, if you bought this property, say 15 years ago, and the market value at that time was 300,000. But when you look at the properties around you in your neighborhood right now, it could be sitting at 600,000 because life happens over the span of 15 years, right? So you could be able to go to the bank and ask for equity in that particular property. But again, I've got another video. I will stick it up here so that you can learn more about equity and understand really what equity is about and how best you can use it. I want to say be very cautious with equity. Make sure you've got a deal on the table before you start interfering with money that you are sitting on, because sometimes people burn themselves because they're like, oh, I didn't know that I've got this money. They get the money and they get into debt opposed to using it for this particular reason. Last but certainly not least, I know a company called M5 Property Addicts, and what they do is partner with people who say, I don't have the time, I don't have the skill, but I've got the money and I really want to start investing in property. So I want to say these are several different ways that you can get into real estate investing. And if you like those options, I would like to say gently smash on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can be part of the tribe and get notifications every time I post a video. So you take good care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.